Hey, what's up guys, this is DJ. Today we're going to be taking an early first look at 82Studio's TLX 1982 Special. David's been known for making very nice pickup trucks over the past few years. We've had the TLX 2020 series, then we got the 3500 and the 2022 updated. Now we're taking it back. There's actually two trucks total in this pack. The first one is just a very nice, clean, brand new truck. And the second one looks like a, 1982 pickup truck in modern day. One of the great things is both of these feature every single customization exactly the same. So you can either choose to have the truck look one way or the other. The only thing is you can't buy one and then make it look like a patina, for example, on the left side, so they are two different trucks. Something else 82Studio has done is created a couple special beds just for the 1982. However, they do work with all of the 3500 beds as well, so if you have a favorite one of those, you can use it on this. I do want to thank 82Studio for sending this truck over to take an early first look at and to show you guys ahead of its release. If you guys want to, make sure you check him out, linked in the description. Otherwise, hey, let's jump in and take a look at customization. Once it's out, you find it right here, TLX 1982's Special, and in here we have both of the trucks, and then we have three different beds. These beds are pretty cool. One is just an old flat bed, then we've got the stake bed, which could either be used as a tipper, a tank, or it's even animals, and then we have the service bed where you can customize it with quite a few different options, and it'll haul around like up to 45,000 liters of fuel. It's pretty wild. One other thing is the starting price for the patina version is almost half what it is on the normal version. So if you guys want a cheaper, older truck, well then definitely go with the patina version. You're going to come out on top. But for today's video, we're just going to show off this version right here. The regular one, 480 horsepower to start off with, manual transmission, 120 liters of fuel, 74 miles per hour, and it weighs 7.9 tons. It is a pretty heavy pickup truck. As with all of David's creations, we've got some preset configs. So we have the standard, we have the open frame, which yes, we do have a gooseneck on both of these, but we also have the workhorse version, and we have a limited version. So it's kind of, I don't know, makes it look kind of neat. We also have a vintage if you guys want an older looking style, or you could just go with standard and you can create your very own, which is what we're going to do. We got a couple engine options. We have the 4.3 liter, 480 horsepower, and we have a 5.7, 795 horsepower engine. Both of those, but that's it. Wheel brands get kind of confusing because there's a lot of them, as with all of his trucks. Gotta love it. So we have the Lizard Classics, Lizard Forestry, BKT, Nokian, Continental, Continental with duals, Michelin, and Michelin with duals, as well as your off-road, your swamp, things that you would expect to see from him. In Lizard Classic, we have a standard. We have design number 1, which changes up our rim. Design 2, which changes the rim again. Standard 2, which bumps up. Design 1 with a 2, so we got those nice wides. Get another set. We've got some rear duals, some more rear duals with different rims, and back to standard. In Lizard Forestry, we have your standard, design number 1, design number 2, standard, but number 2, design 1 with a setup number 2, design 2 with a setup of 2, rear twins, and rear twins number 2. Then we have the Winter Wolf setup for design 3, and we got duals of those as well. In BKT, we have, again, quite a few different setups here. We do have the rear twins on there as well, and a couple interesting big chunky tires. If you guys want some big ones, BKT's the way to go. Nokian offers a few neat ones as well. So we have your standard, we have design 4, design 5, rear twins number 2, standard 2, design 4, 2, 5, rear twins, and a couple more sets. Continental split up just like Michelin is. So we have your standard, design 1, design number 2, and back to standard. And then we have the same setup for duals. And Michelin, again, similar story here. We've got a couple different setups for your wheels through here. And then we can go with a dual setup too. Those are in separate places. Off-road's fun because, well, off-road tires, man, on a big old truck. And you can see it actually puts in a separate, completely raised version here with a couple of these too. And you even may have noticed on the duals, it actually changes the rear of it as well. So it includes those fenders. You don't have to do that yourself. Swamp tires are the last ones to take a look at. So we have your standard, design 4, design 5 with different rims, and back and forth, and that is it. For today's video, we're just going to stick with a Lizard Classic and standard. So your packages. This is interesting because it is going to be like chrome striping down the sides and then around the wheels, and then we've got a little tag right behind the window right there on the frame, which I think is kind of neat. It's like a metal pinstriping almost. Don't see this very often on new cars. As for interiors, we've got a couple different ones. So we have your standard interior. Then we have the limited, which comes with the limited preset. We also have vintage and dark. Now we also have other color options. So like a black and red right here for design number 1. Design 2 brings us maybe a little bit lighter on the darks with a yellow or gold setup. Well, this one's probably my favorite. You got a nitro blue with the white on design 3, and design 4 is a little bit more like a leather and a dark brown or maybe a black leather on there. Very good looking interiors. Side wood, of course, yes and no. Do like that, but we'll leave it off for now. The hood, again, a similar thing here. We have one design for you. Front bumpers, we have a few of these. We have a normal one. We've got a big old front one where you can basically just ram into anything. We've got a design 2, which will give us a winch if we just choose to use one, which we will have. And then we got a couple setups for that. So let's just stick with design number 2. Cabin extras. We start off with nada, and then we can go with a front bull bar, quite literally, with design 2, which gives us a step on the side or both of them. Visors is pretty cool as well. So we have yes on the visor, which sticks that out. Then we have a couple different setup for lights on the top. Color sets, this is again where we get into those presets. So we have a limited color setup, a vintage color setup, dark, and then we've got a couple different sets for designs. Metal, so with a lot of his other mods, we've got different types for metal. So here we have the same thing as well. So a lot of different setups for metals. Bed extras, we have nothing. You could do roll bar, you could do a topper on there, or nada. Exhaust options, we have single on the right, we have single on both sides, or you can do a dual on the right-hand side. Around towards the front, we have daylights, which actually adds this little LED type strip in between your high beam and your low beam. Lighting options, we have just a standard lighting. You could do an emergency bar on the top. You could do lights in the bumper, lights on the roll bar, or you could do a setup of all 3 of those. One thing to note, if you do not have a roll bar, or maybe you have the topper installed, if you go into your lights and you do roll bar, nothing will be there and you'll just be paying for extra stuff. Mirrors, we have some towing mirrors or nothing. Now we get down to the winch. You can basically say yes or no. This is going to be a $2,500 add-on and it is only for the front. Now we got some color options. So we have the main principal color. It is a deep blue aged by default, but we can change that up. We'll just do a Tiffany blue aged. The stripe down the side, there you go, you can see that. The topper, which we don't have on there right now, but if we went with a purple and let's say for some fun reason we came up here to bed extras and threw the topper on, well, that's the color that it would be. Then we have more extras right through here. That's going to be your front and rear bumper. And lastly, rim colors are rim colors at the end of the day. This is not a beautiful setup by any means, but you know what? It shows you exactly what you're getting. As I mentioned on the patina version, half the price, and it has quite literally all the same stuff minus color setup. So we basically just have a rim color option, and that is just about it. You still can change up a few of the things here, but it looks like, at least for now, the version that I've got, you can only change up that. Now let's take a look at some truck beds that come with this pack. First one is the old flatbed. Now, of course, the 3500 flatbed will fit with this, but if you guys want to go with an older setup, you can. We have design number 1, design number 2, design number 3, and a 4, and a 5. So you got a couple different sets here if you guys want to choose between just metal, or maybe you want to do wood paneling, or maybe a sheet metal, or even diamond cut. You could do that. And then we've got our main color option. Gotta go with that nitro blue aged. Next is this guy, and this is interesting. So we start off with a stake bed configuration for all doors. Then we could do the forage transport, which goes 10,000 liters of forage. You can do an unrealistic forage, which is 100,000 liters of forage. You do a liquids tank, 7,300 liters. And then we do a livestock trailer, or back to standard, which is just a normal flatbed, or you can do side doors or all the doors, which is kind of cool. If we go in here and we take a look, so we've got 4 cattle, 8 pigs, 8 sheep, or 3 horses. And then we can see all of the different products that it will run. So if we run a forage trailer, for example, grass, hay, straw, silage, and chaff. And if we do a liquids, it'll do all of liquids. So water, milk, fuel, DEF, liquid fertilizer, herbicide, slurry, and digestate. One heck of a trailer setup right here. Principal setup, of course, we could change our main color, which is around the bottom, and then the tank color, which we don't have a tank installed right now, but if we did, it would look like that. And lastly, we have the service bed customization. So configurations on here, we have 4,500 or 45,000 liter capacity. That's for fuel only. Decorative elements, we have a yes or no, and that's gonna add a couple different things later. I'll show you that. So we go to the rack and we do yes or no here. We do decorative items here as well. Well, we get ladders on there too. That's pretty cool. Now, vinyls, we have the John Deere vinyl, Case IH, we have Kubota, we also have New Holland and Massey Ferguson, and you can't forget about Volvo. So all kinds of different setups through there. Which one's your favorite? Let me know. And then we also have lighting options. So this puts us a little beacon on the back side. We have work lights all the way around, and then we can do working lights with a beacon. So if you load this thing up, rack, yes, vinyls, we'll just go with a Case IH. That looks pretty good. All together, that's a lot of stuff, not to mention color options. So if we go with a nice Tiffany blue for the main color, and then we can change up the rack color as well, and the new license plate. So here we've got all three of those set up. So let's go ahead and take this. Let's turn on our help windows and let's see what we can do with the three bed types. As for the old flatbed right here, the Lizard Logistics old flatbed, of course, we can detach, unattach. We do have a gooseneck in the middle, and we got straps. If we go with our stake bed setup right here, so there's a couple things we can do here. We can open the cover, which is going to open up the left-hand side first, makes it disappear, and then we open up the next side. It'll do the exact same thing here, and boop, disappears. We could close that back up and do the exact same thing with the rear setup, which I think that was pretty darn cool. And then when you're done, go and do that. Boom, boom, boom. And you can cycle through those quickly if you would like. And we got some straps. Of course, the others are liquid tank and a regular tank, so we don't need to worry too much about that. And of course, we have the service bed on here as well. So 4,500 or 45,000 liters of fuel will go on here. Cutting on the help window, we have unfold trailer, which unfolds the back. That's pretty cool. We do have tension belt straps as well. So if there's anything that you put back there, you got your tension belt straps. That makes it nice and easy. And well, really, that's kind of it. Don't forget about the beacon. Now, as I mentioned, we also have the TLX 3500 series bed. So if you prefer this bed and you would like to customize it, well, you could do that. Maybe we got the Prospector bed, and just for funsies, we'll do the Yard It as well. So as long as you've got those, you could hook up to all of these and they line up perfectly. May not be exactly what you want, because of course this, you know, I mean, it looks the way that it looks. It's not bad. I actually really like that. Actually, that doesn't look bad at all. I think the Prospector bed may be the most popular one to throw on the back of this though. So we'll jump in here, take that. Prospector bed. That looks really good. And all of these are almost flush, just like you would expect to see on a bed that was made specifically for this. But hey, it's just one more showcase of how his mods will go across. Maybe don't recommend the normal pickup bed. That doesn't look quite right on there. Ooh. Now the thing is, those were the XL cab versions. If we go in here and we get a crew cab set up, will this work as well? Now this is something I have not checked, and the answer is no. The regular crew cab will not run with it. So make sure you're using the XL single cab on the 3500. Now, as you know, the 2022 series that he has, those beds also work with the 3500. So if we did through there, the 2020 beds are just too low and will not work with this new truck. So that's kind of it for everything about customization. Now we can do some other things here. For example, if we've got a normal version, we can unfold that. We got the La Cucaracha horn, and let's see, we've also got, oh yeah, raise and lower, baby. So if you guys want to make this thing raised up, if you want it lowered, you could do that. And I recommend raising it, at least if you're going to have a little bit of fun, because if you do decide to have a little bit of fun, this will look great doing it. Check this spread out. Look at that. It is as good as all of his other trucks, maybe even just a tad bit better, and that's something I definitely didn't think would ever happen. but you can go rock crawling with this, enjoy yourself, have a little bit of fun. It has got the flex, baby. It's got the flex. Even with this like hard, almost 90-degree angle drop right here, no problem. No problem whatsoever. That's so cool, dude. Oh, look at that. Yeah. Now, if speed is more your thing, I definitely recommend dropping this thing down to the ground and gunning it. I've got the big engine in this version right here, so we've got a 96 mile per hour max speed. Let's see if we can hit it on the main stretch on Elm Creek. There we go, going through the gears. We are in 6th gear now. I believe some of his other trucks have, what was that, 7 or 8 gears? So we'll see. This one tops out at 6, and we hit it before we hit the main farm. So there you go. Definitely not going to have any issues whatsoever with this. And something else that I'm noticing with it, it really doesn't want to flip. It's doing really well of kind of hanging on. Now, if we maybe raise it up a little bit, it may want to do some flippy flips, and it definitely does. So if you guys want to go fast, drop it down and go, baby. One other thing to note real quick, we talked about the flex on this version. If you go with a dually setup, it's not going to flex as much in the back, but running a dually is really meant for hauling things, put a gooseneck on there, something like that. So you're probably not going to get as much flex, but I'm not sure you'd want it. And that's really it. That's everything I've got for you, at least ahead of its release. The TLX 1982's Special is the name of it, not 1982 Special by 82Studio. Hope you enjoyed the video. Drop a like, get subscribed if you're new. Join the DjGoHam fam. Make sure those notification bells are on as well. That way you never miss daily farming simulator videos here on the channel. We do a lot of fun stuff, news and mods Monday through Friday. We got Let's Plays, first looks on the weekends. Again, thank you to 82Studio for sending this over. Without him, this video would not have been possible. So, shouty outy to him. Otherwise, I just hope you guys have a great day. We'll see you later. Peace.